I hear a lot of pro-lifers say that life begins at conception. So my poster reads, life begins when you understand living women matter more than potential babies.
What is it?
What do you mean?
If it's a potential baby, what is inside of a woman?
It's a fetus?
Is it living?
No.
How can it grow if it's not living?
Actually, that's like saying if an acorn is a tree.
When does the fetus become living?
We seek minds to make our own.
Yeah, of course, because you don't
Planet
know it.
item ready.
Oh, living.
Oh.
It's living.
How about you let her speak?
You're fundamentally denying science to validate your opinion.
You actively deny science, ma'am.
How am I denying? What science did I deny, Darby?
Okay, so
We await
let's look
the
at some
Unity's
posters over
command.
here.
But
You don't have to be
I
here.
need you to tell me what science. You just made an accusation that I denied science.
Your presence
what
is strong.
science did I deny?
That it's a child inside of you. It is a clump of cells when you
I'm a
have an
clump of
abortion.
cells. What makes me different?
That you were born. You were born.
So you don't. What you're arguing
The completion of
is
this
that
item makes us stronger.
anything that is
All
not
right,
born
you
is
twisted
not
me,
valuable of life.
Mining
I
upgrade
did not say
complete.
that.
Shields down!
It's
We're
subjective.
exposed to attack!
We seek
So
minds
when
to
does
make
it-
our
when does
own.
a child or fetus
We
or
await
clump of
the
cells,
Unity's
whatever you wanna call
command.
it, when does this clump of cells or fetus become living?
When it can sustain.
We
It's
are
over.
ready.
But when is
Production of the item
sustainability?
is complete.
No, when is sustainability?
We seek minds to make our own. They will
Because
join
like
us or
how do you sustain
die.
life? Like my newborns aren't sustainable. You can't just have a newborn and they just like live on their own, right?
Right.
They're not sustainable. They need help. and
Military
assistance
structure
to
complete.
survive. So is a newborn not worthy of life? Is a newborn not worthy of life?
I do have one thing to say to you. How is it that when my mom was in college 30 years ago, she was protesting the exact same thing
Mining
that me
upgrade
and these
complete.
wonderful other women and men on this side have been protesting? How is it? Why? Why are we still protesting? Why are we still having to talk about this issue? It is a basic human
We have
right
cleansed the planet
to
of
have an
heathens.
abortion, to have
We
a
sense that
choice.
an enemy
The reason
has
we're still
fallen.
having the
Their
question
impurities
is because
no
some
longer
people
risk polluting
don't
the
want to
unity.
accept the natural consequences of heterosexual sex and be inconvenienced by another human life and want to selfishly choose to end human life in order to have their whims met. That is why you're still arguing that.
One side of the debate emphasizes the importance of transgender
Production of
rights,
the
mainly
item is
focusing on
complete.
access to medical care
Our
and
fleet is
societal
trapped after
acceptance.
arriving in a
Advocates
phase
argue
jump
that these are
inhibitor.
essential for the well-being and dignity
Your
of transgender
desires?
individuals.
Michael, do you know what the leading cause of death for pregnant people is?
Pregnant people?
Whatever the unity
Mothers?
wills.
Women?
If you'd like to call them mothers, not all of them are mothers, but if you'd like to call them that,
What are they if they're not mothers?
they're pregnant people.
Our will
What
is
people other than mothers are
transcendent.
pregnant?
Does it bother you to use
Completion of
inclusive
this
language?
item
Well,
makes
It's just
us
interesting.
stronger.
I prefer to use precise language.
It's interesting because you come into this conversation, trying to hold this moral superiority, but then when I
try to
use-
be moral when I can, but I...
Right, but when I use inclusive language, which it only takes a couple extra syllables to use inclusive language,
include
and
who?
it seems to include people who don't, identify as women but can become pregnant.
So,
Harmony research complete.
like a person who's born a
Another
woman
planet
and then
joins the
identifies as a
unity.
man and is pregnant.
Yeah.
Defense
You're telling me
upgrade
that in order
complete.
to be a moral person, I need to accept the idea that a man, someone who is born a man and looks like a man, can really become a woman. That's a prerequisite of my being a moral person.
Advocates argue that denying transgender youth the chance to transition can lead to serious mental health issues. This includes higher risks of depression and even suicide, making access to care crucial for their well-being.
Child, adolescent, and adult psychiatrist, author, and senior fellow at Do No Harm. I have been taking care of patients for 45 years. I'm going to use my time to respond to Dr. McNamara. First, I'm struck
fleet
by
is
her use
trapped
of the
after arriving
phrase
at a phase jump
sex
inhibitor.
assigned at birth.
Completion of this item
Sex
makes us
is not
stronger.
assigned
Military
at
structure
birth.
complete.
Sex is established at conception,
Planet item ready.
and it's recognized at birth, if not earlier. Dr. McNamara claims that her views are science-based, but to
Production of
claim
the
that
item
sex
is
is assigned at
complete.
birth is without any
We
scientific
obey the
basis
unity's
whatsoever.
will.
Its
Commerce
language
upgrade complete.
misleads people,
Military
especially
structure
children,
complete.
into thinking
Civilian
that
structure
male and
complete.
female are
We are
arbitrary
entertaining
designations
offer.
and can change. That is simply
Harmony
not
research
true.
complete.
Dr. McNamara claims that social and medical interventions are the only evidence-based treatment and that scientific evidence shows it is life-saving. Without it, she's warning us, kids will commit suicide.
Civilian structure
Well,
complete.
A growing
Military
number of
structure
countries have
complete.
effectively banned the care to which she's referring.
fleet is trapped
And thank
after
God
arriving at a
there's
phase
been
jump
no
inhibitor.
wave of suicides
opted
or
out
other
of bidding.
mental health
We
catastrophes.
seek minds to
3
make
years
our
ago,
own.
Finland placed strict
Military structure
limitations on medical
complete.
interventions for minors. Sweden did the same thing
Civilian
after a
structure
14-year-old
complete.
girl
Our
was
fleet
found
is
to have
trapped after arriving at a
osteoporosis and
phase jump
spinal
inhibitor.
fractures from puberty blockers.
Our
An
fleet is trapped
investigation
after arriving
concluded,
at a phase jump
quote,
inhibitor.
the risks of
Civilian structure
anti-puberty
complete.
and hormone treatment for those
The
under
completion of
18
this item makes us
currently
stronger.
outweigh
Not
the
enough
possible
crystal.
benefits. The UK conducted a
Military
review
structure
and called
complete.
the evidence very
Another planet joins the Unity. Logistics upgrade complete.
What started off as virtue signaling with multiple rainbow flags and naming the engine Wogot turned into a media disaster, and the CEO is desperately trying
Production
to calm
of the
people down.
item is
So there's a
complete.
community manager that works for this,
Civilian structure
game engine,
complete.
basically.
Military
And,
structure
uh,
complete.
They've decided to
Not enough
effectively
crystal.
use this game
Civilian
engine
structure
as a
complete.
vehicle for them to complain and get mad
Military
about
structure
other
complete.
people not agreeing with their
Defilers
politics.
encroach upon us.
So if you look at
Civilian
here,
structure
the manager's
complete.
out of control, banning and blocking developers who left and right have done nothing wrong. And so anyway, prepare to hear a lot
Civilian
more from
structure
us. Here we go,
complete.
the Godot
Our
Foundation.
fleet
This
is
is from
trapped after arriving at a
2023.
phase jump
I have been
inhibitor.
blocked. So
Military
basically,
structure complete.
this post here, apparently the game engines are woke now. Well then, we won't complain. Show us your woke games below. Somebody replies,
Civilian
focus on the
structure
engine and
complete.
not politics. And they have now been blocked by the engine.
Our fleet
So
is
we
trapped
have an
after arriving
instance
at a phase
of
jump
another
inhibitor.
community manager
Logistics upgrade
of
complete.
a company
Military
that
structure
actually
complete.
isn't doing anything to improve the product or anything like
Whatever
that.
the Unity
And
wills.
woke ERP, yeah, exactly.
We await your
and
command.
I don't think I'll be clicking that. Fair enough.
Civilian
There's another one
structure
right here.
complete.
Let's see if I can find
Production
some more
of
of
the
these.
item is
And
complete.
Game Engine social media accounts shouldn't be blocking developers. I don't know what Godot's social media manager is
Planet
thinking.
item ready.
Tech guys need to stop putting their social
Civilian
media in the
structure
hands of
complete.
activists, even if they
We
do it
seek
for free.
minds to make
The guy
our
that made
own.
Godot has been replying to people
We shall
all day
do as
saying
you
he has no
command.
idea why people are being
Civilian
blocked, and he hasn't
structure
even
complete.
interacted with it.
Our fleet is
So
trapped
the
after
main
arriving at a
Godot
phase jump
account has
inhibitor.
banned me for quoting the Godot creator. I posted it just to test how bad the situation is. I didn't think they would actually do it. I deeply believe
Defilers
that any
encroach upon
political
us.
discussion that puts labels on a group of people is one that should not have started. And this is apparently a quote
Our
from the
fleet
person
is
who
trapped after
made this
arriving at a
engine.
phase jump inhibitor. Whatever the Unity wills.
And they have
Civilian
now been
structure
blocked
complete.
by the community manager
Defense
running
upgrade
the account.
complete.
The community Discord moderator joins in, doubling down on Godot blocking Purge for daring to say virtue
Civilian
signaling should not be the
structure
focus of
complete.
open source game engine. This drama
Our
isn't
fleet is
created by
trapped
Godot,
after arriving
who just
at a
made
phase
the nice
jump
tweets to
inhibitor.
surface in the games. The drama is created by reactionary and secret cowards who have nothing better to do in their day than shit on something they are unconcerned with. They feel persecuted because other people exist that are visible. These people's cowardice and small-mindedness. What about this? They should be doing these tweets every 30 minutes. Anyone has a problem with them can fuck off into oblivion. So basically, what's ended up happening is that What a surprise that a person who's named themselves
Revenge
off of a drug
awaits.
that people need to take so they don't go fucking crazy.
The unity calls us to action.
Is the person who's
Military
trying to
structure
co-opt this
complete.
engine to be a vehicle for them to speak their message.
Next
Yeah, their
time,
name is
pay up.
Xanax. There you go.
Greedy heathens
And so
pillage one of
anyway,
our
I love
worlds.
Xanax though,
Our
that's
fleet is
fine,
trapped
but
after
I
arriving
wouldn't
at a
make it
phase
my
jump
identity.
inhibitor.
And
We
you have no right
obey
to speak
the
here because
unity's
consider speech to
will.
be toxic vomit.
Military
Using
structure
inviting queer people to
complete.
share their games is
We
politics.
await
You're a
your
toxic piece
command.
of fuck, an evil human, and I want you to feel disrespected and to fuck off as fast as you can. And this is what these kinds of people do. They try to,
Mining upgrade
they'll,
complete.
you know, invent
Our
some
fleet is
sort of like
trapped after
weird
arriving at a phase jump
oversimplification
inhibitor.
of what's being discussed, and then they'll pretend like that's what's happening because that normalizes their insane behavior. So it's
Military
like if
structure
you think
complete.
that queer people and gay people shouldn't be able to have a voice like what this person is saying,
Military
then
structure
it logically
complete.
makes sense that that person is an
Whatever
asshole,
the
and if the
unity
person's an
wills.
asshole, it's okay to treat him like an asshole.
Our
So
fleet is trapped
that's how
after
this
arriving
goes.
at a phase jump
Overcompensation for
inhibitor.
their life. It's so fucking weird. It is insanely fucking weird. It is absolutely insane. I hope these freaks get bullied off the platform. Well, what do you think I'm here for?
Military
agree.
structure complete.
Yeah, why do you think I'm here? Why do you think I'm talking about this? I think that these people are so
Production of the
insanely
item is
fucking toxic
complete.
that these are people, I guarantee you, have no fucking friends. Nobody likes them. I look at them, I can guarantee you, like they posted, I don't want to show pictures of this person, but I
Our
looked at the
fleet is
pictures,
trapped
I
after
can
arriving
guarantee
at a
you
phase
this.
jump inhibitor.
Absolutely, just look at him, you know that. It's not even a question. So when I see people that do this, creates a huge crisis for the open source engine. Seems like he doesn't
Mining
care
upgrade
specifically, and
complete.
it's just gone with his take. And I told you this would happen. I think you're exaggerating a bit, to be honest. I think that
We
a lot of
are
companies have a really big problem
fleet is
with
trapped after
people that are
arriving
in
at a
these
phase jump
social
inhibitor.
roles that are going to cut, and this coming from asthma. What do you mean by this? Smells bad? Oh, for me, I don't smell bad. Everybody that's around me says I don't smell bad. The only person who says I smell bad are people that don't know me. The people that really, I'm serious. It's my dust. It's my dust. Get the fuck out of here.
Our
Dust.
fleet
It's
is
not even.
trapped after
That
arriving
doesn't.
at a phase
She
jump
doesn't even know what
inhibitor.
that means. Okay? I mean, she doesn't know what. She didn't say I smell.
Structure complete.
That's not what she said. Okay? It's not. Dusted. Shut the fuck up. That's totally different. She said I think
Our
no.
shields
no,
are offline.
not. This is bullshit.
We are entertaining
Fucking
authors.
lying. House cleaning stream? I actually cleaned a lot of my house the other day because there was a dead rat and I was trying to find it. I found it though, it's okay.
Whatever the unity
No, I did not
wills.
smell bad. Anyway,
Our
if I
fleet
see
is
look this,
trapped
I've
after
been blocked.
arriving at a
Guess
phase
what?
jump
I'm a
inhibitor.
titanium level backer for Godot Fund. Guess what my next move is? So basically, anybody who has questioned this community manager who has co-opted this account to
We
push their
await the
agenda,
unity's command.
anybody who's questioned them
We
at all
obey the
has been
unity's
blocked
will.
by the community manager.
The unity calls
Which is
us to
crazy. This
action.
reply was hidden
You
by the
opted
original
out of
author.
bidding.
Our fleet
And
is trapped
then
after
you're
arriving at
unable
a
to
phase
view
jump
this
inhibitor.
post because the account owner
Defilers
limits who can view
encroach
their
upon
posts.
us.
I cannot wait for
Military
Elon
structure
to make the
complete.
thing to where people can't
Whatever
block
the
me from
unity
reading their
wills.
posts. I am gonna be so fucking excited to see that because I'm gonna
Mining
get so much
upgrade
more content out
complete.
of that. It's
Our
gonna be
fleet
so,
is
and I
trapped
would get
after
it
arriving
anyway,
at a
right? It's
phase
just
jump
more
inhibitor.
annoying. It's gonna make it easier. You're telling us that a rat, which has been proven to solve their way out of a complex labyrinth, couldn't make it out of your house? I know. Yeah. This is just proof of the paradox of tolerance. Yep, if you tolerate people like this is what they'll do.
Whatever
And
the unity
you let
wills.
somebody like this take over your social media, and they're
Production
going to
of
turn
the
your
item is
social media
complete.
into a vehicle for them to push their crazy causes and to push their agendas. And they're going to alienate your customers. They're going to alienate people that are just paying attention to them in a casual sense. And they're going to alienate people you do business with. And I think this is a huge problem that a lot of companies are running into when you're hiring community managers that are, in general, mentally
Planet
ill
item ready.
activists that categorize
We await the
and
unity's
identify
command.
themselves as drugs. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're self-identifying as a drug and you're getting upset about this kind of stuff, I think this really shows a lot. And Helldivers 2 had this problem happen as well. So, and this isn't the first time. So, if you guys remember the way that Helldivers 2 had this happen, so Helldivers 2 had a Discord moderator that, number one, said that Grums was like a breast milk thief at Blizzard. So like just completely unsubstantiated accusation. It's pretty much defamation. Crazy accusation to make, right?
We await your
super insane
command.
to say that. Number one. Number two, they wanted to make sure that furry art was still allowed to be posted on the Helldivers Discord. And then anybody who reacted to their announcement defending the furry art with the clown emoji was banned from the Helldivers 2 Discord. This was all over furry. I swear to God, like I know you're thinking, shut up, like this is not what happened. Look, let me see if I can find this. Furry Helldivers 2 mod. Helldivers 2 mods protect furry posts. Negative reaction to furry artwork is punished. Helldivers 2 studio endorses degenerate furry art, bans everyone calling it gross. Helldivers 2 just can't catch a break. This is a reminder that if you want to vomit react furry art or be a jerk about furry art, that you are lining up for a 24-hour timeout by me. And by the way, this is about a video game that has nothing to do with furries.
Production of the item is complete.
These companies need to get these fucking freaks out of these different positions. These people are insane. They need to be in a mental institution, and instead, they're the ones with the fucking keys. They're the ones that are trying to tell people, oh, you're gonna get blocked, you're gonna get banned. This person, you're
you will find enlightenment.
How does this happen?
Death.
How do companies let this happen? The furry lied about the 24-hour ban, by the way. I'm perma-banned. That's what a surprise. Unbelievable. I don't understand how these people always get the keys. Let me explain how it happens. The way that it happens is that these people, you try to give them a chance and you try to give them an opportunity. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to treat you like a person rather than your identity. And then this person, what you don't know, is that their identity is their entire personality. So if this is all they're going to do, this is all they're going to push. That's it. That's all they do. And then as soon as they start infecting one group, then, like, you know, you start off with one furry Discord moderator. Then before you know it, there's two. And then those two have their friends. Now you've got 4 furry moderators. You've got a big problem on your hands here. This is an infection. And so now those furry moderators are bringing in more furries into the community. And now you've got like a furry contingency of your community with these moderators that are like giving them preferential treatment. And then it's like, well, the other moderators are leaving because they're like, this is weird. And so then you have to get a new moderator that was recommended by the furry moderators. Guess what the new moderator is? That's right. It's another fucking furry. And before you know it, the entire Discord is infected with the fucking furries, and the game is about fucking furries. And they've got a Rule 34 channel that's got no age gate, and they're posting on that more than the general discussion about the game. What the fuck happened? This is insane. I always knew Godot Engine was on the path of eventual downfall. I even predicted it years ago, but I never expected it to happen this fast. They're blocking everybody. They're using this social, what do you call it? This brand account
The enemy
has like their own social media profile. They've completely co-opted it and turned it into, this is insane. Look at this. That's all, folks. These people have weaponized the LGBT movement to attack others, like the Hogwarts Legacy cancellation against Silvervale. Absolutely. You are 100% right. And the worst thing about it is that I think these nasty fucking freaks, which is what they are, nasty fucking freaks, what they're doing is they are hurting every single normal person's perception of their identity group. And they're making it to where now I see very regularly, you know, people saying base to Hitler. People talking about how, oh yeah, the Taliban is making it to where women can't speak. W. Uh-oh. I think we're talking about like getting rid of same-sex marriage. Holy shit!
Submit
oh
to
my
the
god!
unity
And
be
this is what's
eradicated.
happening. It's the same. It's like, what is the for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. I think that's what's happening here, and it's causing us to regress so fucking
Production
much.
of the item is complete.
It's doing like they are
We have
undoing
cleansed the planet of
30
heathens.
or 40
Our
years
will
of social
is
progress
transcendent.
because they're so
Military
fucking
structure
insane and
complete.
crazy that they've ruined everything. Regression, yeah, we're having a massive level of regression on a level that I don't think we've ever seen before. Actually, that's not true. I'm sure it was bad in the past, and I'm sure there have been other issues that have been discussed. But in my lifetime, this is the worst that I've ever seen.
Mining upgrade
The insane
complete.
people that did it don't care, though. It's not that they don't care. It's that they're too mentally ill and stupid to understand what they're doing. It's not that they don't care. It's that they don't even know what they care about to begin with. So if and look at like going and blocking, using Godot's official account to go on a huge blocking spree because customers and observers alike do not like their virtue signaling posts. The CM is even blocking paying customers. Man,
we are ready.
Focus on the engine and not
Civilian
politics,
structure
and I've been
complete.
blocked. Wow. By Godot, moving to Unity despite their UI that is ridiculous. Imagine
entertaining offers. Another planet
you had,
joins the
oh
Unity.
my god. It's like
Production of the item is complete.
just like in the NBA when they miss a
Completion of
free
this
throw.
item makes us stronger.
We seek minds to make
You
our
don't just
own.
you've got it.
research
Like just throw the
complete.
fucking ball.
Civilian
Like that's it.
structure
You
complete.
have it. Like this is the easiest, freest shit. What are you doing? The CM is a Unity plant to get custom. Yeah, are they? Is the CM? That's a good point. Is the CM being paid by Unity on the side to make the engine look like it's for insane people? What is this? Unity also canceled the runtime fee? Well, they didn't cancel it. They delayed it. I forget. But anyway, to be fair, John Riccatello, who was the CEO, is no longer the CEO of Unity. So maybe there is actual changes made. However, again, that's a whole separate topic. Let's not even get into that. The point is that I saw a post on the Godot forum that reads, "Is this really a good way to manage Godot's social media?" I wanted to read it, and I saw this post was flagged by the community and is temporarily hidden.
Planet item ready. Production of the item is complete.
Can you look up how much it takes to become a titanium level backer of Godot? I don't know what that number is. I'm not sure about that. So yeah, if somebody else knows, then you know you can inform me or like tell me where I can go. But $100 a month, is that correct? So let me get this straight. So the mentally ill community manager running this account blocked someone who's paying $100 a month to support the project because the person decided to say focus on the engine and not politics. I just want to make sure that I understand this. I want to say it in one sentence. That way, I know that I'm not
Unity
insane.
calls us to action.
That's
The
correct.
completion of this item makes us
Exactly.
stronger.
Defense upgrade
Unreal.
complete.
Absolutely fucking unreal. I think that again, these companies need to get these people out of here.
We are ready.
They need to get rid of them. They've also blocked me on GitHub. Wait, the devs are getting blocked on GitHub? Oh my god. What the fuck?
We await your command.
Look, so this is just a random guy. Senior automation architect, Linux system admin, engineer, backcountry camping, and poking around Zelda. First and Second Amendment, American flag. I guess what is this, the Japanese flag? I'm not sure.
We await your command.
Thoughts are my own, duh. Yeah, is it Japanese? I'm not sure. Well, there you go, guys.
Planet item ready.
Check the Godot Reddit. Okay, let me see if I can find
completion of this
it.
item makes us stronger.
Military structure
For the
complete.
engine. Okay, let me see. What's
We seek minds
Godot
to make our
Twitter
own.
yapping about?
Our will is
Let me see if I can figure out the
transcendent.
rest of this. So
Defense
there's only
upgrade
one post
complete.
about this, really. And it's been locked. The post has been locked. To avoid flooding the Reddit with posts about this topic, these posts are going to get locked or
Hostility
deleted.
research
We're going to wait for
complete.
the foundation statement today. You can discuss there. Oh my god.
We are ready. The Unity senses that an enemy has finished a powerful warship. Production of the item is complete. Military structure complete. Whatever the Unity wills.
The completion of this item makes us
Unbelievable, man.
stronger.
Broston,
Military
yeah,
structure
I don't even know what to
complete.
say. What do you expect? It's Reddit after all? Well, I guess they're going to have to make a statement about this. They're going to have to do something.
We await the
Reddit's
Unity's
so fucking
command.
dumb. I guess so.
We
People
obey
discussing
the
things. We
Unity's
must do something
will.
about this on Reddit.
Time to bid.
Well, there's
Place am
Reddit.
I.
Like
We shall
Reddit
do
has
as
a
you
big problem
command.
with this too. Like basically, it's kind of like a power. So like, there's an idea of like a power paradox, where it's
Revenge
that the
awaits.
people who are seeking power
group
are
created.
oftentimes the ones that
anima
should
are
have it the
restless.
least. So you
Civilian
have people
structure
that
complete.
are willing to do
Your
a job,
presence is
like
strong.
do something like this, and these people want to have this power because they want to use the power on other people.
We'll
Like how many
consider it.
times have you guys heard someone saying
Production
like,
of
"Oh,
the item is
I
complete.
want to have control over this, so I
Civilian
can like
structure
do
complete.
something to somebody, right? I can like punish
We have
somebody or
lost
something like
access
that,
to
right?"
the metal market.
They want to abuse it.
We
Yeah,
seek
exactly.
minds
Most
to make
people want
our
power so
own.
they can abuse the power.
Control created.
And they're also the ones that
Let
become the
this be
most
a
motivated
lesson.
to seek
Next
the power
time, pay
because
up.
they have a
The completion
strong
of this
desire
item makes
on
us
doing
stronger.
it. This
Civilian
CM
structure complete.
strikes me as the person
Hostility
who would
research
refuse to step
complete.
down if fired. Well, I mean, you don't really need to refuse. You just fire him. Like, that's it, right? It's not even a question. But yeah, I mean, blocking this many of the actual developers who, I mean, and
Powering
again,
phase
it's not like the
engines.
developers are talking
Civilian
about like,
structure
they're-
complete.
it's not like they're being racist or like saying bad stuff. They're just
Done and
saying, hey,
dusted.
this is a game engine. Why are you talking about, what is this like weird politics stuff? Like, stop this. This is weird.
Civilian structure complete.
You know? And they're getting blocked. These are the kinds of people that want to change male and female to body type 1 and 2.
We obey the Unity's will.
Absolutely insane, mentally ill freaks that have infested social media and these different companies, and
of
they
this
are
item
ruining
makes us
entertainment. They
stronger.
are ruining every facet of everything that they touch, just like they have ruined their own lives, and that wasn't enough for them. They're on the internet, and they're doing it to everybody else as well. This is exhausting.
We await the Unity's
I think it's
command.
exhausting for every normal person
We shall
out
do
there.
as you
And
command.
I think it's very, very
Production of
scary
the item
the
is
fact
complete.
that I am being considered.
Your
I think
presence
that
is
I at
strong.
least think that I
We
am
seek
normal
minds
compared
to
to
make
these people.
our own.
I should never think that I'm normal. And compared to these people, I think I am a fine, average citizen. A normal guy. Compared
The
to this.
Unity calls us to action.
Oh my god. Compared to those actually are? I guess so, man. I consider you
Commerce
normal just
upgrade
like me.
complete.
Yeah, that's scary. Tell that to your cockroaches? I'm pretty sure the cockroaches are more normal than these people. That's the problem. And so this is another
Hostility
instance.
research
I
complete.
feel like companies have a really
The
big problem
completion
with
of
like
this
trying
item makes
to
us
filter this
stronger.
stuff out.
Whatever
You
the
need
Unity
to stop
wills.
hiring people that want to co-opt your platform to push their narrow-minded agenda, and they will use your platform as a weapon and your product as a weapon to push that agenda. There is no line they won't cross. There is no thing they won't do. There is no depth that they will not reach.
Production of the
These
item
people
is
are
complete.
absolute psychos. They're freaks. They are probably
We
weird
seek
in real
minds
life
to
too.
make our own.
Seemingly probably nobody likes them, and after they're done ruining their life, they're gonna go and ruin yours. They think they're unstoppable because of discrimination. Well, I think that it's
Mining upgrade complete.
it has been time for years for a pushback against this stuff. That's why I'm talking about it. I think more people, more normal, average people need to speak up and talk about
Defilers
it.
encroach upon us.
Because the problem with what's happening is that a lot of
Revenge
normal people
awaits.
don't really care about this.
We'll
And I can
consider
respect
it.
that. But the problem is that those people
We
don't
await
respect
the
you.
Unity's command.
And they'll take their extreme agendas and they'll take their like really
We are
like
ready.
contrived worldview and they will force it on you.
Production of
They
the
just
item
haven't done
is
it yet.
complete.
There will never be enough for them because they wield power
We
through
await
there
the
not being
Unity's
enough
command.
and them needed to be
We shall
appealed
do as
to.
you command.
So
Our
because of
fleet
the
is
way
trapped
that
after
they
arriving in a phase
exist
jump
and the
inhibitor.
way that their
We
power
await
exists,
your command.
they will never be
Hostility
satisfied because
research
being
complete.
satisfied is relinquishing
Our
their power.
vengeance is yours.
It's been like this for 4 years now.
Mining
It's been like this
upgrade
for 10 years.
complete.
This is nuts.
The completion
I
of this
wonder
item
what's going
makes
to
us
happen
stronger.
because I think the company will
Whatever
have to
the
make a
Unity
statement about this at a
wills.
certain point. It's apparently it seems like they already are going to, from what I'm reading. Man, imagine creating this problem out of fucking nowhere.
We seek minds to make our
Imagine
own.
working years on a product,
Your presence is strong.
building a game engine, and then
Beg
having
for
it
our
damaged
forgiveness.
by some mentally ill retard that you thought would be a good idea to give them control of your social media. What a waste. Stupid fucking mistakes, man. The Clash of Clans community has been revolting against them.
await the
Here we go.
Unity's
B-Rat
command.
hates Supercell.
Research rate upgrade complete.
They're just complete
Any last
dumbasses at
words?
this point.
Eric One Hive hates Supercell.
I am shocked and appalled.
This is the one I saw.
Everybody hates Supercell. Now, what has happened? What has happened recently? What's all the commotion and fuss about? A few days ago, a YouTuber called Eric One Hive posted a video
I saw
getting a
this.
lot of attraction titled
Yes.
Exposing Supercell for Copyright Abuse and More to Silence Criticism in Clash of Clans. It has 250,000
Right.
views. And in the video, he talks about how this YouTuber, Time to Clash,
Revenge
was a
awaits.
Clash of Clans YouTuber who made Clash
The
of Clans
Unity
content that's
calls
pretty
us to
positive
action.
and whatnot. And Supercell didn't like him for some reason. They changed their mind on how they felt about this guy. So you know what they did?
The
They
completion of this
copy
item
strike
makes
his
us
channel. Now,
stronger.
if you don't know what a copy strike
Our
means,
vengeance
it's
is
copyright
yours.
claims. I get copyright claims all the time.
research
It's great.
complete.
It's basically when someone else tries to claim your revenue on your videos, so you make no money on your ads and they take all the money.
Yeah.
Copyright strike is way worse. Copyright strike, you can only have 3 copyright
Military
strikes
structure
on your channel,
complete.
and then your channel gets deleted permanently.
Yeah.
So what's happened here is that Supercell have decided we don't like this geezer anymore, so they've copy striked hundreds of videos on his channel under the basis that he just is using Clash of Clans content. So they're basically saying, hey, you're playing Clash of Clans, that's our game. We don't like you, you're playing our
Military
game, we're gonna
structure
copyright
complete.
strike your channel down. So
Which is crazy. Like, the thing is, like, I
Victory
was
is at
very
hand.
skeptical about this story, and there's parts of it that I'm
awaits.
still skeptical about.
Their worlds will
Because, like,
burn in
why
the
this
Unity's
guy
flames.
specifically, like, what really happened? Is that even legal? Technically, yes.
The anima are
what happened was
restless.
this dude's channel got deleted. because of
Military
it.
structure
And so what
complete.
this guy, Eric, looking sexy in the corner down here, is doing is he's shielding his channel from being terminated by Supercell. He's not showing any Clash of Clans because that's the only way they're copy striking, right? They're taking...
He showed Clash of Clans
We
in
have
this video.
cleansed
I don't
the
even know
planet
why you'd say
heathens.
that. Like, he
We
showed it
sense
in
that
this
an
video.
enemy has fallen.
channels down because
Their
they're using Clash of
impurity
Clans
is no
content.
Yeah.
longer
And this could happen to
polluting
me
the
as well. I've
unity.
uploaded Clash Royale
Another
videos,
planet
one or two
joins
here or
the
there.
unity.
I could just be deleted. All I have to do is claim 3 videos and I can be deleted. Copyright. Fucking copyright. It's got nothing to do with it. Like, even if they think I'm the worst piece of shit, or even this Time to Clash
Yeah.
the worst piece of shit in the world, they still have no basis to copyright strike. Technically, I guess they do, but at the
Logistics
same time,
upgrade
that's
complete.
bullshit. I mean,
I don't think that it's defined. Like, nobody has gone to court and
Hostility research
defined whether
complete.
playing a video game is transformative to the game enough to where it cannot be copyright struck. As far as I know, there's never been a court case where that was like decided, like one way or another. There's never been a court case where it was decided that it was this or it wasn't. It just hasn't happened.
No sense. So that was the first case. And this Time to Clash guy,
as far as I
was
know,
ruined by Supercell. They went after him, man. You can see they targeted his. They went into his Discord. Look at these dates on these posts: 217, 179, like random dates on posts. They took out his entire Discord, they took his Twitter, and they basically erased him from the internet for apparently saying something critical against Clash of Clans that they weren't too fond of. And so this brings us to why Clash with Eric One Hive has made this video. He's made this video because now Supercell has turned their gaze to him because he was critical about one of the updates that Clash of Clans had recently. So what he says in this video is that there's this Town Hall 16 update that came out in Clash of Clans, and it's apparently more pay to win. Obviously, it's Supercell. And you can see these items, this hero equipment they've added to the game. Very pay-to-win feature, apparently. If you want to play this game on like
Of course it's pay-to-win. It's a fucking mobile game. I played Clash of Clans for 3 hours. It's fucking pay-to-win. It's obvious.
Hostility research complete.
I could have told you that.
Planet item ready.
Yeah, it's not what
structure complete.
What he's saying in this
video.
So he basically talks about in a video being critical of that. That yeah, this equipment is pay to win, and it's not great, and it's not maybe the best thing for Clash of Clans esports. But there is this hard mode that Supercell added, which makes things better for Clash of Clans esports because the more high level players can play the hard mode version of the game. So he wasn't completely critical of him. He said that it's a hard mode and that's great, and the hero equipment is pay to win. And so he talks about this, and you know what Supercell do? They end up kicking him from casting. They end up kicking him as a Clash of Clans caster. Apparently, he was casting the World Finals before.
It's really surprising to me that a massive company like Supercell that has literally billions of dollars probably invested in like their brand for Clash of Clans lets what is probably a handful of stupid moderators and bad community managers damage their reputation by tens of millions of dollars. It's really kind of impressive when you think about it. It's like these people are probably being paid less than $80,000 a year, and they're ruining a brand that is hundreds of millions of dollars. That's incredible. How do you let that happen?
Your presence is strong.
He was an official caster. He went to Finland and casted the Clash of Clans World Finals. So they didn't like his opinion on this.
Ruining? Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that this definitely damages their reputation. It undeniably damages it. Now, does it damage it in like a huge way? Does it kill Clash of Clans? No, it doesn't kill Clash of Clans. But like every single thing makes people more and less likely to like your product and to like you as a company. So when you're doing something that makes people less likely to like you, then that's bad.
Your presence is strong.
It's really not that complicated. So no, it's not going to break the company.
We await the Unity's
but it makes
command.
it worse. And why would you let them do that?
Planet item ready.
It doesn't make sense.
So they took his position as a caster away completely. Gone. Deleted. Now, he isn't the only caster. You can see this bloke on the right. Carbon is another Clash of Clans content creator. He has also been critical of the update. He has said the same things. He's made a critical video talking about it, along with this other guy, Itsu, who is apparently defending Supercell for these antics. You can see the meta equipment's a pay-to-win state of the game, so he's been critical as well. But for some reason, Eric is the one who's being targeted, I guess because they don't like him, or they've just decided he's the one that needs to be targeted. So that's the...
that's the part of it that doesn't make sense to me. Apparently this guy had like really weird drama with people that worked at the company or something like this, so there might be something that we don't know. But overall, it seems like all of this vindictive behavior is just centered around one individual person. It's not like this is a pattern of behavior. It's just one person.
Still both casters. He's not anymore. And I think one of the reasons why that's happened is what he brought up in this video. This is a separate thing that's happened. The Clash of Clans esports scene has a World Finals where if you win the World Finals, you get a lot of money. You get tens of thousands of dollars. And even if you make it to the World Finals, you get tens of thousands of dollars,
Revenge
right?
awaits.
Eric One High
Production
spoke
of the item is
about an
complete.
injustice in the Clash of
We
Clans
obey
esports
the
scene where this dude
Unity's will.
Fluxy, who is a
Civilian
team
structure
captain for one of
complete.
these teams, decided to kick off this
Harmony
player
research
called
complete.
Max for
seek
no
minds
reason at
to
all.
make
And
our
I've
own.
heard that Max is apparently
Unity
one of the
calls
best
us to
players in
action.
Clash of Clans. Like he's
Military
one of the
structure
like he has the highest
complete.
win rate or hit rate or
Civilian
something in the
structure
game.
complete.
I'm not too familiar with the game because I fucking stopped playing as soon as I had to build a base and
Military
all this,
structure
all this other
complete.
stuff. I still play casually, but that's besides the point.
Somebody says it's largely one community manager that makes the decisions for Clash of Clans media. So what that person likes and
Military
dislikes is a
structure
massive
complete.
factor.
Hostility research
That is
complete.
crazy to me.
Harmony research
How do you
complete.
have a multi-billion
Mining
dollar
upgrade
company
complete.
and you put it on
Civilian
one
structure
guy?
complete.
I mean, at a certain point, like you're gonna, like I would expect that guy to break just under the pressure. Holy shit!
Right. So he said, "Dear Max, we hope you're well. After careful consideration, blah blah blah. This wasn't easy. We apologize for your timing inconvenience. We wish you the best of luck in July qualifier." And Max is just
Another
hearing this out of the blue.
planet
He's like, what?
joins the
Like,
Unity.
he must have put so much time into this. I'm
Military
sorry. So he tried
structure
calling him.
complete.
And then Fluxy just follows up saying, "As I said, we've decided to part ways with you. We wish you the best." Very cold, very
Defilement
unprofessional.
upon us.
And he says, "You know, he didn't tell me much, but now would be great." There is nothing further to discuss. Yes, there is. Why the fuck did he get kicked? Very random, right? And then Max brings up a fair point saying, "I think there definitely is." And so apparently Eric was bringing this up on his stream, trying to stick up for Max because it's very wrong and there's no reason why Max should be kicked. And
seek
apparently
minds
against
to
the
make
rules
our
in roster
own.
changes, this shouldn't be
Our
allowed
shields are
unless
offline.
Supercell has okayed it
Civilian
himself.
structure complete.
And the reason in which
We
Supercell
obey
has
the
okayed
Unity's
this
will.
is because apparently this
Armor
Fluxy
down!
guy, who's the captain of the
Only the
team, is
Unity
really
can save
close
us
to
now.
people at Supercell who
Harmony
make these
research
decisions.
complete.
So
Hostility research complete.
I wonder if that's
Military
actually what's
structure
happening.
complete.
Because like
We
so
are
this is definitely
Production of the item
I
is
remember whenever I
complete.
first heard about this.
Hostility research
This is like
complete.
obviously a
Planet
rat suit
item ready.
situation, right?
Military structure
Because
complete.
yeah,
Military
my opinion, it's a
structure
rat suit
complete.
situation.
We await
But
your
the reason
command.
why I believed Ratsu was
Military
a bad
structure
actor
complete.
was because there were a lot of other
Harmony research
examples
complete.
that proved him to be a
Our
bad
will
actor
is
aside from just
transcendent.
one certain thing. So the
Military
difference in
structure
this is that
complete.
I don't know if we have enough, like, are there enough points on the graph to really make a line here?
Military structure
Because
complete.
we don't really know why
seek
Max
minds
said
to
this,
make
and
our
Max
own.
also is probably,
Our will is
he's probably telling the
transcendent.
story in the most sympathetic
place
way
of
towards himself as
Civilian
possible.
structure complete.
So how do we know why they got rid of him?
Military structure complete.
I don't know. You see what I'm saying?
Mining upgrade
Like,
complete.
I mean, like, I'm not saying that
Production of the
Supercell
item
isn't in
is
the wrong,
complete.
but I don't know if
Hostility
you have
research
really enough
complete.
evidence to, like, I mean, is it really
Military
the end of
structure
Supercell, right? I
complete.
mean, is this really,
Civilian
know, like,
structure complete. Harmony
hard to say.
research complete.
Fluxy is close to Supercell, was able to get Max kicked off the team for
Hostility
I'm not
research
sure what
complete.
reason. And he's a certified like creator in the program. He's a super creator, which means he has a creator code and whatnot, even though he doesn't meet the requirements to be a Supercell creator. If you don't know, if you're in the Supercell creator program at tier 3,
Military
there's different
structure
tiers.
complete.
You have to have like a certain threshold of followers and subscribers and whatnot. Big Flux over here, he's weaseled his way in without. And not only that, he's the captain.
that to me I think is very bad. Whenever people get put in
Civilian structure
positions that they
complete.
don't deserve, especially whenever it's like a
We seek minds
like
to make
quantitative
our own.
thing. Like,
We
you
shall
need
do
to
as you
have this many
command.
followers, and then you don't have those followers, but you have it anyway. That is like
Production
awful.
of the item is complete.
It's like DEI, yeah. Like
Harmony
any time that
research
people aren't
complete.
getting like what they earn or what they
Civilian
deserve,
structure complete.
whether it's like people that deserve it not getting it or people that don't deserve it are getting it, both of them are very bad.
Captain of this team, and he's managed to get other people kicked off the team. In the
Military
video, he goes
structure
on and talks
complete.
about
Yeah.
how to do a
Hostility
proper roster
research
change in a more
complete.
professional manner. And so, he
Yeah.
brings this up, and
Civilian
he's no,
structure
Eric is no longer in
complete.
the program.
We
because of
are
all of this.
ready.
Being critical,
Harmony
talking about this
research
thing,
complete.
they got rid of his creator
Military
code,
structure
and
complete.
it's gone. He's
Mining
actively
upgrade
talking about it on
complete.
Twitter. And this didn't just happen to him. Another caster of the Clash of Clans World Finals, Erica, as you can see her name here, apparently is sticking up for him as well. No
Military
respect.
structure
Kicking Max, who
complete.
was one of the
Jesus.
reasons they got a ticket to the World Finals.
There's no merit. Yeah, this is a huge issue. Like, it's a huge problem because, like, what's so crazy to me about this is that there's somebody who runs marketing at Supercell.
Harmony research
Right?
complete.
I'm not talking about community
Hostility
managers. I'm
research
talking about the
complete.
boss's
Military
boss
structure
of
complete.
the community manager,
Production
right?
of the item
There's a
is
guy up there
complete.
that's getting paid
Revenge
high six-figure
awaits.
salary to make decisions for this
await your
company. There
command.
probably has stock options in this company. How are you that guy and letting this happen? That's crazy. How do you let this happen?
We seek minds to make our own.
Point
The
in Clash of Clans
Unity
esports,
calls
the
us
rules
to
updated, blah, blah,
action.
blah, blah, blah.
Whatever Unity
She
wills.
got denied. Her account has been
Harmony
deleted.
research
She got
complete.
completely removed from the Supercell creator program.
Military
And
structure
basically,
complete.
Supercell and the Clash of Clans team is
We
essentially
seek minds
silencing
to make
anybody
our
and everybody
own.
who speaks up
Time to bid.
against
Place am I.
them. And they're doing it in a way that's not allowed. Like, they
Harmony
shouldn't be.
research complete.
And then there's the
We
second
seek
video.
minds
They
to make
shouldn't be
our
allowed to do
own.
this. It's absolutely
Hostility
outrageous
research
that they're copy
complete.
striking people's channels when there's no infringement of copyright. I mean, technically,
We
Clash
shall
of
do
Clans
as
is
you
their game, so they
command.
can do that, but
It's technically infringement, but
Harmony
certain
research
types of
complete.
infringement are protected by what do you call it? Are protected by fair
Production
use.
of the item
It is
complete.
unclear as to whether playing
Our
a video
will
game
is transcendent.
constitutes fair use
a
of
lesson.
playing
Next
of
time,
that
pay
copyrighted
up.
material. There's never been a case that's decided for or against this, as far as I know. So it's really undefined.
it seems wrong, right? And so he's made this second
Hostility
video where a
research
very similar
complete.
thing has happened, where this creator called
Another
Adam
planet
had
joins the
a
Unity.
dispute with somebody in the Supercell creator program, and basically
Mining
Supercell
upgrade
took the side of
complete.
the other creator. So this guy Adam got kicked from the program because of that. And apparently the Supercell creator that kicked him, or the community manager, or somebody at Supercell, has held a grudge against him since then, and has basically been
Crazy, bro. Supercell, somebody said, is an $8.4 billion
Our
company
shields are offline. Armor
with
down.
grudges.
Only the Unity can
Oh my
save us
God.
now. Severe damage
How do you
sustained.
let this
All
happen?
systems are failing.
a
The
copy
Unity
striking
will
channel,
survive
and not
this
giving him a
loss.
break really, and not really telling him why they're copy striking his channel. He got
Production
kicked
of
from the
the
program
item
as
is
well.
complete.
And so,
Military
big
structure
mess. Now the second
complete.
thing is B-Rad's video. I don't think I did this video justice, the video I spoke about. I did speak to Brad a little bit
We
in the
await
DMs.
your
And
command.
I gotta respect it, man. I gotta respect that he's talking about all this stuff. It's hard to think that it will do anything, and that's kind of what I said in my video previously. It was like, it's hard to think that Clash Royale will listen, considering there are videos criticizing them with millions of views that they still don't do anything about. But I can respect the effort. And he talks about how they are basically doing the same
We
thing
seek
as Clash.
minds to make
Well,
our
I think that
own.
you should not expect
You
the
will
company
find
to listen to you
enlightenment in
whenever
death.
what you're saying is to
Hostility
lose money.
research complete. Research
But you
rate
should
upgrade
definitely
complete.
listen. The company
Unity
should
calls
probably
us to
listen when
action.
people are saying
Planet
the
item
ones that
ready.
are managing your online reputation are making it worse.
Whatever
I think
the
you should
Unity
listen to
wills.
them.
Clash of Clans essentially
await the Unity's
gatekeeping playing
command.
the game by making these evolutions pay to win, so that if you want to play at the highest level or you want to be competitive in the game, you have to buy these fucking scam offers. Power troops, evolutions, ridiculous offers. And he talks about how there's this new update with the Goblin Queen journey where basically they add a bunch of new cards that forces you to play the Goblin Queen's journey. You have to play it, otherwise you don't get the new cards, so you can't
We
play
await your
competitively. And
command.
it's the same exact thing.
Hostility
And
research
essentially the
complete.
Goblin's Queen game mode is one
Production
goofy game
of the
mode they've
item
added
is
in the events
complete.
tab, but extended to a whole path of legends. And so
Wow,
everyone
what
has
a
to play that
surprise.
game mode because otherwise you don't get the
Whatever
new
the
cards.
Unity
And literally,
wills.
from my perspective, now having had the update out for a little bit, the game mode
Revenge
is...
awaits.
I don't play Goblin's
We
Queen
obey
Journey anymore. I
the
got the cards and
Unity's
then I dipped.
will.
And that was the entire update. It wasn't a Clan Wars 3 update, it wasn't
Hostility
Tournaments Fit, it wasn't
research
something that was
complete.
going to keep on going, that was going to keep playing. It was
Our
literally a
will
one-time
is
bing bang and then it's done.
transcendent.
And it's true, every update is paywalled. You cannot play the new features.
It's a pay-to-win mobile game. Like, that's just the way it is. I played Clash of Clans. I liked it. I thought the game was good, but it's a pay-to-win mobile game.
in the game
Planet
unless
item
you
ready.
put
Just
money
the
in
way
the
it
game,
is.
or you
Whatever
have to
the
play the new
Unity
game
wills.
mode in order to play the rest
Just
of the
how
game.
it
We
is.
shall do
Every
as you
time update comes
command.
out, it almost feels like it's worse for the game. It used to be a time when the updates used to come out and everyone used to be
Civilian
excited,
structure
but now it's just not. Nobody's excited for a Clash
Hostility
Royale update
research
anymore because the
complete.
standard has been plummeted through the ground. The Clan Wars 2 update, I remember when that came out,
place
that
to
was
hide.
the last time that people were really excited for an update. From there and there, people had dwindling expectations. Now, some people do like this Goblin Queen update, but you gotta admit, now that it's been out for a bit, no one fucking plays Goblin Queen, like the Goblin mode anymore, because you get the cards and then you're like, okay, why would I play this anymore? So every other game is in shambles right now in the Supercell universe.
This sounds like Blizzard, right? It's like you don't have confidence in your content by itself, so you make people have to do it.
Clash of Clans.
Like Torghast.
Fuck knows what's going on over at Squad Busters. Every other game is dead. And Brawl Stars seems to be the one on top. Who would have thought?
We await the Unity's
Probably all
command.
the Brawl Stars community, because they're diehard fans. But yeah, that's where everything stands. And that's my summary of everything. Everybody hates Supercell. Except for the Brawl Stars. It's time to brawl. Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Man. So we've got something special today. While I was watching this video, the guy Time to Clash reached out to one of my moderators, and he wants to talk about it live today on the stream. So we're gonna get to hear exactly what happened. That's right. We're gonna get into it in just a couple of minutes. This is a good video. I didn't get a chance to see this. This is crazy. I didn't expect it to go this far. But now that this has become a bigger issue, I'm going to try to cover it and figure out what the hell is going on. So we'll figure out what happens. So give me 1 second. I'm going to call him, and then we'll get this started. Hey, what's going on, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Thank you so much for looking into this.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a pretty crazy story, and I'm sure you probably watched the first time that I covered it. Some of it felt like it was so outrageous and so nonsensical that I had trouble even believing that it happened. So before we go any farther, can you like introduce yourself and kind of like let people know kind of like who you are and where you're coming from?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Adam, Time to Clash. I've been covering Clash of Clans for 7 years. I know a lot of your chatters are immediately like Clash of Clans as an esports scene, and it is quite niche, don't get me wrong. It's not the
shock to me too.
But the guys are the passionate, like it's a very strong community. There are $1 million prize pool.
Well, yeah, I mean, so you were making content for the game, and before you had, so you received copyright strikes on all of these videos. Did you receive, how many Clash of Clans videos did you, and so how many copyright strikes, number one, did you receive from Supercell?
So the 16 most recent videos all got a copyright strike against them.
Okay, and how many, do you think that there was a reason why they copyright struck 16 and not 20 or not 3?
I mean, I had 1,500 on the channel or more, so it was just the most recent. Yes, it felt like I got emails from it. It's actually in 2 stages. They hit about 8 of them, and YouTube gave it 2 strikes, and I think they realised that the channel hadn't gone, so 45 minutes later, they then struck the other 8, and that took me over the free threshold and disabled the channel.
So you still don't have access to your YouTube channel at this very moment, is that correct?
No, but there has been a development. So since these videos came out, Supercell reinvited Eric back to the content creator program.
That's interesting. Okay.
Everybody got excited. It's like, man, Supercell are listening to care. With people like yourself putting attention on it, possibly got a little bit scared of the negative media. So obviously Eric was very excited. Worried about his career. So you know, it was great. And he did say to Supercell, like, Eric came back on board as well. That was the other lady that you showed had been removed. And this was like 4 or 5 days ago. And since then, Supercell have been silent with him. And so he's been asking the question like, have they with you? Is this just to shut me up? And it's not serious, it's not genuine. I also emailed Supercell to say, I worded it very nicely, not sort of harshness, no matter what's happening.
Yeah.
Is it possible for you to, because the only way YouTube will reinstate the channel is if Supercell revoke strikes, and I'm not even sure if it's too late now, but you've got to try.
It's not.
Subs. I'm not a deal you're passionate, so much into it. They've not replied to me, they've not replied to Eric, they've not done anything for Erica.
We shall do
so
as
now
you
the
command.
question in the
Mining upgrade
community
complete.
is, did Supercell just do it just to shut Eric up and like stop his momentum?
I think that there's a good chance that they probably don't know how to address it or how to approach it yet. And what seems to me is that these are decisions.
We seek minds to make
It's like
our
these are like
own.
high school level decisions
Production of
that are
the
being
item
made
is complete.
for like kicking people out, getting rid of them for
Military
speaking bad
structure
about the game,
complete.
etc.
Whatever
And I think
the
that there's a good
Unity
chance that
wills.
the drama
Another bidder
reached a
has
critical
placed
mass
the auction.
that made somebody
We
who
await
actually
your
makes
command.
decisions at that company
The
aware of
Unity
it.
senses
And
that an
then
enemy
they
has
were
finished a
they're probably trying to
powerful warship.
formulate how
Our
to go
will
about
is
solving it, because
transcendent.
from their perspective, this is a big problem. I mean, it very clearly is a big problem, and I think that it's costing them like tens of millions of dollars in marketing for so many people to be speaking negatively about the game. Now, obviously, it's not going to sink the company or destroy the game, but it will make them look worse in a way that's not important, or it's not intentional, right? They're not doing this on purpose. It's completely unnecessary. So I think that there's a good chance they're probably just trying to figure out what to do next. So they responded to Eric and Erica, but they never responded to you. Is that correct?
No, sorry, they sent
our
the email
wrath.
just to say that your ban has been revoked for the Creator Club to Eric, but then
Production
Twin
of the
have to
item is
contact them,
complete.
get him onto Slack
We have
and
cleansed the planet of
build all that
heathens.
good stuff.
Another planet
But they haven't
joins
done
the
any of that.
Unity.
They've not spoken to him
We
at
seek
all.
minds to make our
He's sort of
own.
sat there waiting, and
We
obviously he didn't
obey
want
the
to overreact,
Unity's
so he
will.
give it a day or two.
Military
But now it's
structure
been
complete.
Wednesday or
Civilian
Tuesday that this
structure
happened, so it's like
complete.
5 days now. and
Whatever
they've still not
the
contacted
Unity
him again. And
wills.
I think the worry's starting to set in with him as well, because like
We
obviously
seek
he's tried to
minds
calm
to
down a
make
little
our
bit. He's
own.
said to the community like,
The Unity calls
let's
us
take a
to
pause,
action.
let's hope that Supercell do the right
Military
thing.
structure
But now he's
complete.
worried that he
A
might have been
colonizing
dangerous as well.
planet has been discovered.
I
Planet
would give them
item
at least
ready.
another week or so. The reality is that this is where's this company? It's based in Finland, right?
Civilian
Yeah.
structure
Yeah,
complete.
the people over there.
Yeah, but do you remember earlier you mentioned about fair use? Fair use doesn't
Yes.
apply to Finland.
Okay. Yeah,
Mining
I don't know how
upgrade
that would
complete.
apply to like a U.S.-based company if they would be applying U.S.-based laws or Finnish laws. I
Civilian
have no
structure
idea about that.
complete.
You know, that's I was gonna go to law school, but I didn't. So yeah, I don't know. That's above my pay grade. But the point is that
We
I
offer
think
the
that, over
absolution
there,
of
right, they
death.
have a weird thing called
Civilian
work-life
structure
balance.
complete.
And so a lot of the people
Submit
might
to the
just not be
Unity
working
or be
during the weekend,
eradicated.
and they might not have gotten
Production of
around
the
to it.
item
So
is
I'd give them another
complete.
week. I've worked with
Civilian
European
structure
companies that have
complete.
the same thing. So I wouldn't worry about it yet.
No, indeed. And obviously, you were right. You mentioned in the chat I'd seen the first time you looked at this, and it was fascinating because obviously I'd spoken to Eric about what had been happening, and you
Yeah.
challenged a lot of it factually.
I did.
And it was so hard speaking to him because we were like, these are things that we know within
Our
our
will
little
is
world, our little community.
transcendent.
But how do you explain
Civilian
that
structure
to the
complete.
bigger world, to the gaming community? And some of your questions, they were right on.
Civilian
How do you
structure
prove some of
complete.
these things? I mean, it's almost second nature to us because we've lived it for years. But for you, I mean, you come in with a completely fresh perspective.
It's like, how do you teach somebody to ride a bicycle when you've already known how to ride it, or how to
Mining
walk, or how to
upgrade
breathe?
Yeah,
Right, it's like something that's second
You're
nature.
all
Seek
like
minds
two
to
guys
make
on
our
riding a
own.
bicycle. You gotta just get on and do it. Like it's.
Yeah, yeah.
A cleansing
But
fire.
there was one other thing I wanted to bring up, and it was
Okay.
when you mentioned
Submit
about
to the
the
Unity
community
or
managers.
be eradicated.
Yes.
How this could happen, like
Civilian
was it a
structure
team, was it
complete.
just one or individual? They have something called peer review there, or some other wording of it. So what they do is, if say one community manager wants
Another
to do
planet
something
joins
but wants
the
to be backed
Unity.
up by the others,
We sense that
they
an
like put
enemy
it
has
forward in the chat
fallen.
room.
Their
However,
impurities no
the
longer
one person
risk
that puts
polluting
it
the
forward
Unity.
gets to decide all of the evidence that goes in there. So
How
like
do you
for
know
the-
that?
Well, for example, in the case of Eric, he doesn't get to put his side of it in there. Only the community manager decides it. So
How
they
do you-
always
how do you
get the
know what their
outcome that they
internal-
want.
How do you know what their internal process is?
Maximum
We,
military
well,
power
some
slots
of these
reached.
live events, we do get
Military
invited out.
structure
And
complete.
sometimes after a few
Whatever
drinks,
the
you can
Unity
find out a few
wills.
things about how the company works. Not a lot,
Complete.
not much,
Okay.
but because they are
Okay.
quite into. You mentioned Europe, and particularly
Revenge
Scandinavian
awaits.
companies are very
You
sort of
failed
closed off and
to
not easy
place
to
a
learn
bid.
things about. But we do
We
find a
shall
lot
do as
of
you
it out
command.
from stuff like that.
Military
It's quite
structure
scary.
complete. Planet item
So
ready.
basically, you're
We
saying
await
that
your command.
the community managers presented evidence that was one-sided. And let's say that happens. Do you have any recourse to that? Are there like multiple points of contact that you can go to? Or is it pretty much like one point of contact, and if you lose that, you're pretty much done?
It's one point of contact, and it's even worse than that. So, for example, when Eric got removed, or when he got fired from casting, the video was talking about, they don't even give him a reason. Same with my copyright strikes. There's nothing on there that says what's actually wrong. It's just literally, this is Clash of Clans, we have the right to do it. Same with when they removed me from the Creator Club. They've never spoken to me and had a meeting. It's the same with Eric, they've never pulled him in. And you'd think that for a larger creator that's put so much into the game, they spend 10 minutes just to speak to them, just to find out everything. They just don't do that.
Confidence wavers.
Yeah, I can see why they wouldn't. But with your case, like Eric just got kicked off the partner program, right? That's the only thing that they really did to Eric. Like Supercell did to him. Is there anything else I'm missing there?
If that is our
They
will.
fired him as well. He was contracted to cover World Championships, and they pulled him aside like a few days before one of the events and fired him. But they got ESLR, they're a company that works with Superstar and various other games, and they got ESL to fire him. So Eric was like, why are you firing me? And honestly, he knew that they didn't know, they'd just been told to do it. So you have that sort of whispers situation.
Okay, so, but with you, you had your Discord banned, you had your YouTube banned, and you also had your Twitch banned too, is that correct?
They targeted them. Now, Discord gave me a warning. So it's not banned, but basically if they strike me again on there, it will be.
Strategy.
There's no fucking way you don't know why they're doing this.
We offer the
Why are they doing
absolution of
this?
death.
To you specifically.
I emailed them as soon as I got the strikes and the match. I emailed them because first of all, like, is it an error? Is it possibly a mistake? So I emailed them and never got a reply, and still haven't 3 months later.
So
We shall do as you command.
there's like, if I look at Clash of Clans long overdue, there are videos from a very, very long time ago, and Reddit posts from a very long time ago, Time to Clash and Lady B. Do you think this has anything to do with why you got suspended?
Right. You twisted
Really?
me
What
arm.
happened?
So years ago, as soon as I started streaming, I met Lady B. We got on well, started dating. We fell out, it didn't work out, and that's when she befriended one of the community managers there, and that's when my career took a very big downturn.
So you think that what happened, and does she work for Supercell?
No, she was just a content creator as well, exactly the same as me.
And she still is that correct?
No, because of her behaviours, once she targeted me, she got rid of me basically. She then started attacking other people, a lot of other people, and ultimately even Supercell couldn't protect her. They did for a long time, a very long time, but eventually she just went too far. I mean, she leaked their entire NDA server, she leaked some of their staff mobile phone numbers, doxing them and everything. Like, it really went to quite extreme levels, and eventually they did get rid of her as well.
And what was the drama between you and her?
It was just a breakup, basically. It was messy and horrible.
Oh, so you were dating her?
Yeah, and I'm not going to pretend that I was perfect, because I wasn't. I made mistakes as well, for sure.
Sorry, mate.
But that's why it's such a long time ago, because they removed me from the Creator Club 3.5 years ago, and they struck me a couple of months ago.
Yeah. Okay, so they removed you a long time ago, and so you think that her relationship that was very close with the community management of Clash of Clans at Supercell caused you to get effectively unpersoned on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, when she got removed, she released a lot of screenshots about her conversations with the community managers, and obviously some of them kind of gave evidence to what we'd known all along, if that makes sense, that she obviously had a super close relationship.
Whenever you say super close relationship, I'm thinking about her exchanging sexual favors. Was that exposed?
No. It was a big rumor going around at the time.
But there was a rumor, but it was not. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Okay. So, that seems very weird. And now, I guess, Are the same people that were community managers then still community managers?
Yes.
They are. Okay. And they never communicated with you at any point in time about why they were doing this to you or anything like that?
Complete.
No. About 2 years ago, it was basically when they removed the
We shall do as you
I
command.
wondered if that would allow them to have a look back at other things
Yeah.
that happened.
Calls us
Maybe.
to
Because I still
action.
love the game. That's the stupid part about it. I still love the
Engines.
game. And so I emailed them and
Our
said,
fleet is
you
trapped
know, is
after
there any
arriving
chance
at a
we could have a
phase
look
jump
back at what
inhibitor.
happened? And they emailed me back to say, you know, that you removed because of Lady B.
Yeah.
Then a few months later, a different person emailed me back and said it was nothing to do whatsoever with Lady B.
Revenge
It was
awaits.
because of my content.
Control group created.
And
So,
that's about
well,
as
that
far as
doesn't
it
make
went. They
sense
changed their mind.
because, I mean, there's no way, right? Because if it was because of your
Fire.
content, logically, everybody else who's made critical videos would also get on person. So
Production of
it
the
probably
item
was.
is
I
complete.
didn't make more critical. I think you mentioned B-Rad from Clash Royale. Like, that guy really hits them hard. We don't have anybody like that on Clash of Clans. I mean, we all talk critically
We shall
when
do as
it's
you
critical,
command.
but like day to day, we all make
You
more
will find
content. We're cheering on the
enlightenment
players,
in
we're
death.
supporting the community, as your community knows. You know, people are shocked.
Our
at
fleet
Clash
is
of Clans
trapped
as an
after
esport
arriving
community.
at a
Our
phase
main
jump
goal is to
inhibitor.
try and spread that
Another
community, try and
planet
grow that
joins the
community.
unity.
Right. Well, I think that really, I mean, there's always going to be people that are like on the outskirts of the community. Like, for example, people that are maybe like mobile game content creators or somebody like that that would say something negative about the game. So are there any other examples of somebody being DMCA'd or had their content taken down by Supercell as a result of them giving unfavorable coverage of the game?
No.
That did not violate it. So you are the only example.
Yes, and I don't know if I was taken
Production
down
of the
because of
item
giving
is
an unfavorable,
complete.
because they've never contacted me.
Probably not, right? Because
Civilian
if that
structure
was the reason, then it
complete.
would have happened to everybody else too. So like that's clearly not the reason.
And that's why Eric's so worried, because he hasn't done anything
Planet
wrong.
item
And Eric
ready.
is the biggest, the best at what he does on Clash of Clans. And that doesn't protect him in any way, or doesn't even get him in conversation with Supercell. He's terrified that they're going to cancel him like they did to me. And that's why he's put those videos out there trying to get attention on it. Basically saying, Supercell, what you're doing is wrong, please don't do it.
Yeah, I think that's the way a lot of people feel, right? It just seems like kind of it's
Unity
very
calls us to
unnecessary.
action.
I think that the
We
only
are
way for something like this to really get resolved,
Civilian
if it's really
structure
as petty
complete.
and as ridiculous
We
as that it
await your
seems like it
command.
is
Civilian
for the
structure
people that run the
complete.
company
Our
to
fleet is
actually hear
trapped
about
after
it.
arriving at a
Because
phase jump
right now,
inhibitor.
I bet the reason why it's happening is because there's like a huge disconnect between the actual leadership of the company and the community managers or the smaller kind of like individual employees. So they're able
Our
to effectively
will
damage
is
the company's reputation,
transcendent.
and nothing happens because that never actually goes up the ladder.
You opted out of
I think
bidding.
that's the reason why it's
Civilian
happening.
structure
I don't
complete.
know if that's something
We
that you would
seek
agree with
minds
or
to
not,
make our
but I
own.
think that that's the
We
only
await your
outcome
command.
that would create some degree of accountability.
Yeah, I think you're very right, and I think Eric thought that as
Yeah.
well. He'd seen what happened to me, and when it happened to me, I went quite quiet. I was quite upset about it. I
Sure.
did speak up about it, but I just tried to list facts. I just tried to like say this is wrong. I didn't really have a strategy. I'll be honest. I was just panicking. I was devastated.
Revenge
Whereas
awaits.
Eric had seen what had happened to
We
me,
shall do as
and
you
so he
command.
went big straight away. He
We
was
are
like,
ready.
"We need to get spotlights on
Production
this,
of
so
the
it doesn't
item
happen
is
to me." 'Cause
complete.
obviously, if they kicked
Right.
his channel while you're looking at it, there's a lot of people that are going to see that, and that was
Yeah, it's one of the things that like the more
Military
people
structure
see it, the
complete.
worse it looks.
Yeah. So Eric was
fleet is
quite
trapped
quick to
after
react. I
arriving at a
think
phase jump inhibitor.
even though he got fired only like a few days before he got removed, I think
We
he
await
sensed
the
it. I think
Unity's
he knew
command.
that it was changing the way that they were treating him. I think he kind of got that feeling that
They were like freezing him
it's
out.
hard to explain again. I know you love proof, and I can't give you any proof of this, but you do get a feeling with your relationships in these
Submit to the
companies.
unity or be
Yeah,
eradicated.
no, I can understand what you're saying, and I think it makes sense, right? If so like you have a number of points that actually I think do make a line. So you said that one of this person, Lady B, was communicating with the Supercell employees
Beg
in
for
capacities that are probably outside of the scope of what their job is, right?
Production
That they are
of the item is
oversharing to her,
complete.
and that they are probably giving her more information than what she should have.
Military
Is this
structure
correct?
complete.
And this is exposed whenever she leaked the DMs. Is this correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's where the phone
Right.
number came from. Like, she was talking on a personal
Exactly.
level with them.
Yeah, if she's talking to
Defilers
them with their
encroach
personal
upon
phone
us.
numbers, then I think it's very obvious that it's not that hard to make an assumption that she would have some sort of vindictive problem against someone who she was previously in a relationship with, especially if that vindictiveness also carried over to other people after that. It's like, you know, this is the common denominator with all of these problems. Like, there was an issue, people are bringing it up in chat, with OSRS, and there was this girl, Stella, who
Submit to the
effectively did
unity
the same
or be
thing. It was a
eradicated.
little bit different, but
We
it ended up,
offer
as
the
soon as Jagex
absolution
found
of
out
death.
about it, that girl was, I think she got banned, and then the guy lost his job. So I think that really, I
You
think
will
that's
find
probably what,
enlightenment in
if
death.
this is as problematic as it seems, that's probably what should happen. Because you think about it, right? These community managers are getting paid, what, $60,000 a year,
Another
$80,000
planet
a year?
joins the
And they're
Unity.
damaging a billion-dollar brand. It's crazy that anybody at that company would even let this happen. So I'm kind of shocked to
We are
see...
entertaining offers.
I'm shocked to see this even happen at all, to be honest with you. It's amazing. And I think the only
Production
reason why
of
it's
the
happening
item
is
is
because
complete.
the people that are the real decision makers at the company aren't aware of it and don't understand what the
Defilers
problem
encroach
is.
upon us.
Yeah, I agree with
We
you. And that
seek
was something
minds
Eric
to make
wanted to do
our own.
particularly. He wanted to try and get the message to
Planet
the
item
people
Yeah.
above the level, and it's not easy. They don't have direct contacts. You don't have a way, even in Eric's case. And again, I know a few people in your chat are saying, you know, he's only 420,000
Whatever
subs.
the
Oh, gosh,
Unity
wow, that's big.
wills.
That's very big.
Another bidder
Um,
has claimed
but even
the
he doesn't
auction.
have a line of
Civilian structure
communication.
complete.
And what they do is all the content creator, the business stuff is done on Slack. And the
Yeah, sure.
second that they removed him, he lost access to Slack. So I
Right.
mean, he then has even less lines of communication.
And they removed him after he spoke up in favor of you, is that correct?
No, they removed him after he spoke up in favor of the player thing.
Oh, right,
the
right.
Max
Yeah,
Floppy
that...
thing.
Yeah,
But
I don't really. I think that's like kind of a minor thing, to be honest with you. I really, that could be one thing, it could be something else. It's very hard to say, but it does seem weird.
What's crazy about that is, I mean, that was a live
Unity
stream,
wills.
and he was removed by the end of the live stream. Like, he logged
Our
off,
will
and
Yeah.
he
is
found out he had the email and had been
transcendent.
kicked.
Right. Yeah, of course. I mean, they
Removed
probably did it
very
immediately.
Production of the item is complete.
That's crazy. I mean, I guess, the best thing to have happen really would be for the people that understand the community and, you know, actually like run the fucking
Civilian
company to
structure
find out about
complete.
this. Because I think these community managers, I'm gonna be honest, like, I have seen this happen in so
Civilian
many different
structure
situations.
complete.
I'm sure you guys in chat, how many of you have seen a situation where it's like a girl or a guy
Military
in their
structure
position of
complete.
power uses that position of power
We
to
seek minds
make,
to make
you know,
our
like
own.
somebody of the opposite gender
Military
like
structure
them.
complete.
You know, it's
Whatever the
extremely
Unity
fucking common,
wills.
right?
We
So
await
we
the
all know
Unity's
this is what's
command.
happened before.
The Unity
It
calls
seems
us to
obvious
action.
that
Just one
Go ahead.
small thing. It might not be the opposite gender.
oh, maybe it's not. Who cares, right?
Yeah,
You're
it doesn't
totally
really
right.
change
Maybe
the
it's
story,
not.
I guess.
It's incredibly common. And so, well, these people are compromising their position in
Military
order to
structure
earn
complete.
favor with the person
We
that they're
await
sexually
your
interested in,
command.
right? That's effectively what's
Production of
happening.
the item is
And,
complete.
or it's a possibility. So, yeah, I mean, I think this is very
Power
problematic, and they
phase
should 100%
engines.
look into this. Because
Whatever the
from what I
Unity
know about
wills.
people, I bet that's what was fucking happening. I do. I bet that's what was fucking happening. And I would bet
Revenge
1,000,
awaits.
10,000,
Our fleet is
$100,000.
trapped after arriving at a
Absolutely.
phase jump inhibitor.
Because it's just like, I mean, these are
We
community
offer the
managers for a video
absolution of
game, and
death.
there's a girl talking to them. Of course they're doing this.
There's
So-
a flip side to it as well on the Lady
Yeah.
B subject. She, don't get me wrong, she's a very
Revenge
attractive girl. I've got to
awaits.
say that. I dated her, but no, she really is.
Cleansing
She's very
fire.
attractive,
Yeah.
presents very well.
last words?
But in terms of the quality of the commentating, because obviously we're trying to highlight these wars, we have obviously Eric, who's the best there is at it. I wasn't bad. there's a couple of others like Lex,
Military
Carbon,
structure
you
complete.
showed him on the video. There's some very good people doing it, and to be honest, she wasn't at that standard. And
oh, they're just putting her up there because she's a girl, so they can look like they have female representation. That's the reason why she's there.
Yeah, she didn't just want to hurt me. I mean, it benefited her as well, and I'm not saying that that's okay, but she was trying to benefit herself as well.
Of course, yeah, right, naturally. Well, I guess really, I think that if the people that actually run the marketing for this game find out about this, your channel will probably get reinstated because it's just such a blatant abuse of power. It's absolutely abuse of power. It's a manipulation of a system that should not be designed this way, right? With DMCA, and I think obviously, you know, like, why are they doing this for you specifically? Probably because of her. And after learning this new information about it, I mean, again, how many situations have we heard of that are just like this? It's probably just people behaving in bad ways. So I want to say, like, I really appreciate you coming on, and, you know, like, I understand that, you know, not everything can be directly proven, but I think that if anything, hopefully the extra, like, attention that's being brought to it will make Supercell take it more seriously to actually investigate, like, what really is going on and why it's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, thank you. I said this last time, but thank you. It's really, we're quite an insulated community. There's not much overlap between Clash and Clans and another game. You clash or you don't. Sure. It's not it's a general in itself almost. And
we shall do
you
as
know,
you
having
command.
people like yourself, you know, help shine that spotlight, and it's I can't tell you how much we appreciate it.
I mean, hey man, like, if it can happen to you, it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. And so, you know, this is it's dangerous for everyone. And I think that also it's just straight up unfairness. And fuck, why be okay with that? I think everybody really, like, if what you're saying is true, and, you know, it's for that reason, I think everybody supports you. I hope Supercell realizes that and they do what's best for the community.
Military structure
Thank you again.
complete.
I really appreciate it.
Defense upgrade complete.
Yeah, go ahead.
You have a position of power. Please give us some buffs for warlocks and
Our
please
will
discover
is
what have we done? They've forgotten us.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, Phase 4 isn't for a few more days, so I'll have to DM somebody at Blizzard, okay, man?
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, dude. I'll see you later. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Comlink online.
What a nice guy.
Control group created.
Yeah, what a nice guy.
The enemy will
Man,
know
raw
our
wildfires? Yeah,
wrath.
exactly.
They will join us or
Oh my
die.
god. What a ridiculous situation.
The Unity commands your destruction. They will join us or
We will
die.
take a political compass test. So here we go. Before taking the test, please note this isn't a survey and these aren't questions, they're propositions. The purpose is to trigger reactions in the mind, measuring feelings and prejudices rather than detailed opinions on policy. Don't look at chat during it. I'm not gonna what's my opinion on this one, guys? Guys, I'm gonna read chat. I'm just gonna vote the way I fucking want, though. Okay, let's go ahead and let's do it. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. I do strongly agree on this, but I want to go with agree instead of strongly agree for some reasons, because I think that usually this is an emotional argument because transnational corporations often can serve humanity as well. In the same way, it's like corporations say the government doesn't care about you, and then the government says corporations don't care about you. So, like, I don't necessarily think that, and, like, these corporations are also comprised of people. So I do think that this is a little bit of a
commands your destruction.
You know,
We are entertaining.
I don't know, like, it's a little sus to me, but okay. I always want my country, whether it was right or wrong. No. No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud about it. I disagree with that. I think it's totally fine to be proud about the country that you were born in. Absolutely, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, the problem isn't pride, it's superiority. It's the difference between patriotism and nationalism. Everybody knows that. Don't they? I mean, fuck. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. I think that I know what they mean by
Civilian
racist.
structure
Okay.
complete.
No, I don't really think that's the case. No, I don't think so. There's plenty of people that are good at all kinds of different shit that are different
My
races.
robots stand ready.
I think also, like, as soon as you start, like, getting into, like, statistics of, like, oh, well, like, this group of people is, like, taller, or, like, has a higher IQ, or anything like that, you dehumanize people. Because people are not a statistic, they're not a group, necessarily, they're individuals. And so I don't like thinking like this, I think it's unhealthy. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I mean, isn't there like a depends here? Shouldn't there be like a depends? Like, I don't really know what I don't know how I would answer this, because like I think generally this is true.
Defilers encroach upon us.
But it depends on how it's true. I think this, yeah, it depends on the enemy. It depends on the situation. It depends on the power of the enemy versus the power of the enemy of your enemy. Yeah, this is a stupid question. I don't like this one. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified.
Submit to the unity or be eradicated.
I don't know. I don't like this word justified. I don't. I will say disagree. I would say actually just normal disagree, not strongly disagree. You know, and it depends on like what the law is. I don't know, because like martial law, yeah, it's like who writes the law? Who decides whether something is justified? It's all subjective. Like, for example, I bet the Japanese probably didn't like the fact that we dropped nuclear bombs on them, but we're justifying it.
Or be eradicated.
So a man wrote international law. God did not write this. This is not the 10 Commandments. So like, I don't know, man. Your opinion of justified? Yeah, it's my opinion of justified. It's a gray area? Yeah, I don't know. There's a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. Strongly agree. Thank God. Okay, there's one that I can just click yes on and move on. Okay. People are ultimately divided more by class than nationality. I definitely agree. Nationality, I think that this is... It's true and it's not true. Like, for example, I think that this is more true with, like, us and Canadians versus us and Saudi Arabians.
Control group created.
Because, like, it's just a totally different culture, totally different world. Like, yeah, we probably might have more in common with somebody in a different social class than somebody in Saudi Arabia. But I think that a lot of poor people, you know, like, given, like, the same general type of, you know, social economic status, like, if you talk to a poor person in Poland or Russia or India, you will probably have more in common with them if you're poor than if you talk with a rich person of the same country. I think that is true. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. I completely agree with this. I absolutely agree with it, because I don't think that you can control unemployment, because we're going towards a position of, I don't think that people will be able to expect to have a job in 30 years, because so many things will be automated. So I don't think that controlling unemployment is a problem fundamentally. I think that the problem is not controlling unemployment, it's controlling people being able to survive. So yeah. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment. It's not that they cannot be trusted, it's that they can be trusted to violate the environment. Because they exist to make money, not to help the environment. And to the extent that they do help the environment, it serves a greater goal of making money. But don't forget which one, you know, the dog is the money, the tail is the environment.
Cleansing fire.
The dog is wagging the tail and not the other way around. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. This is a quote from Karl Marx.
Opted out of bidding.
I don't know, because you use the word fundamentally. Because, like, whenever you say fundamentally, you're talking about idealistic. And so, like, and also I think many people have said that communism is a great system for robots. And so, like, whenever you talk about a fundamental thing, Are you talking about an ideal? Are you talking about a functional? It's very hard to say. So, is a fundamentally good idea? I agree. I do agree. Because that's why we have scaling taxes. And I agree with scaling taxes. So yeah, I agree with this. Now, I don't agree with it to the extent that Karl Marx does. But I do agree with it. It's not a strongly agree, but it is an agree. The freer the market, the freer the people. A free market can only exist whenever it's being controlled. Because the first thing that a person does whenever they have a truly free market is they control it.
Submit to the unity.
Why would you allow a
eradicated.
free market to exist if you can price fix and scam people and then make the market not free and make more money?
Another planet
Like,
joins
we've
the
had
unity.
every single problem with this. Like, we've already gone through this like 10 times. What is this? I do think that if you want to talk about an idealistic free market,